Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Sip and Share weekly Wednesday 11 a.m. meeting for the chosen few. This group of people that you see here is a very small representation of the business that I have in place, people I'm acquainted with, and who I'm working on some really exciting projects with. So um, know that if you're here, you are in rare air. I appreciate you to the utmost. Those of you who have been on here before, y'all already know that. But I did want to take a minute and we'll make our round robin where we're gonna take a maximum of get my timer out. Y'all know what I'm doing. We're gonna take a maximum of 1 minute and a half to introduce yourself. As I approach each person and get ready to introduce you, you'll know I'm talking about you because I'm gonna tell everyone else a little something about you and why I'm so excited that you're on the Zoom this morning. You'll take up to a minute and a half, at which time um, you'll hear my alarm go off. I'll try to get something, kind of that we hear, but not so alarming. Y'all know what I do. and and then we'll go ahead and have you wrap that up so we can stay on schedule. Let's see what kind of sound I can get on this thing. All right, we're gonna have what we got. We're gonna run for up to 1.5 minutes introducing yourself, telling everybody what you do, what makes your business, your nonprofit unique, and or whatever you want to just share with the group, and then I'll do some structured introductions, and I'm going to talk a little bit about everyone who is on the Zoom. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming on. Hey, Barbara. Hey, James.
Hey
James,
there.
Miss Barbara Gilbert is coming on. So we just about to do our round robin, you guys. We just did the whole housekeeping thing. Please have your camera on. I'll introduce you and all that good stuff. We're going to run, a little more structured, but we also going to have a great time like we always do. So thank you guys again for getting on. So I'm going to start at the upper left corner of my screen. And of course, y'all know after we do this, the new people, just so you're prepared, if this is your first time on, I want you to take about 3 to 5 minutes to talk in detail about what you do. And we'll go just like that. So I'm going to start out with Mr. John Edwards. This guy, for those of you guys who don't know him, he is my ex-husband and also a good friend, business confidant and advisor as well, and definitely my partner in crime with raising my son, Kelvin, or our son. Since he's here, he's got to be ours. But John is a barber, and I'm gonna let him tell you guys about himself. So, John, your minute and a half starts right now.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Again, my name is John Edwards. Cassandra is my ex-wife. When I was in the military, of course, anybody who's a vet here understands that the military will issue you an ex-wife. And fortunately, it is Cassandra, if that makes any sense. But throughout the years, like you said, we have raised our 20-year-old son, Kelvin. And then in efforts of doing that, we all look for better ways to go about doing it. Barbering happens to be the way in which I've chose. It's a passion of mine. I've been pursuing it for quite some time. Professionally, I've been doing it for about 5 years. I actually have my cosmetology license, so it gives me a range to be able to do a lot of things. I practice right here on the southeast side of Columbia. I practice in a spot named the G Spot 3 Barbershop and Salon. Excuse me, the G Spot 3 Infinity Barbershop and Salon. I managed this location for about 3 years. It is the biggest out of 4 that the owner has in the city. And it's a good professional, yet very authentic environment. You come and I'm pretty sure you'll see something that you don't see in most places. It was set up in a traditionally old pool hall, so it's really, really big. It has a lot of amenities. The professionalism is everything that it should be. Sometimes what's lacking in our profession. And I just look forward to servicing people. I'm a big people person. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do it through this craft that I practice. And I'm excited to be here.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. You did that, John.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you, I appreciate you getting on this morning. It's been my pleasure to watch John come into the barbering field, and it's a couple of times I had to drag him kicking and screaming, go ahead and finish that thing up. But I'm so proud of you, man. You doing your thing, and of course, like we always talk about, we always got to look out for each other because just because we're ex spouses doesn't mean we got to be enemies. So I'm excited
Right.
to work with you and support your business, and hopefully, we're able to continue to set an example of how co-parents can work together and make sure that our kids have an advantage in life and we don't have to make each other's lives more miserable than they have to be.
Right, right. No, thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. So next, I'm going to have my good friend Kathy Fickner come on. I'm really excited about the things that we're doing together in business. She's an excellent coach. She's a businesswoman. She's a great wife, and supports her husband in business, and she's now doing her own thing. So, Kathy, your minute starts right now. I'm so excited for because I already know you're excited.
I'm super excited because they're bringing more and more to this platform called the Super App, and I partnered with this company. It's out of North Carolina, and it's on your mobile device. So mobile commerce is coming to everyone right now. Everybody's doing everything on their phone, and so this is where it's at. And this company pays you to use their app. There is so much value added in here, and they keep adding more and more value. You get cashback savings. You have access to Call on Doc, which Cassandra can give her testimony of that. It saved her money. It's saving people at least $150 a month just by using the app. There's a thing or two travel. You have access to timeshares without owning a timeshare as part of the app. There's coupons in here. Local businesses can put a coupon on here. You just have to be a subscriber of the app and you can get your business in here. They want to help local people. This company's passion, because I went and met the owners this past weekend, their passion is to help people get out of debt. There's a 47 principles of financial fitness on here, and it's amazing. It needs to be taught in schools. It needs to be spread by us adults to get it in the hands of the people to help people get financially free. That's their mission here. It's their passion. They're multimillionaires. They could quit right now and live free, like debt-free for a very long time, but their passion is they're called to serve, to help others get out of that financial matrix and get ahead in life. The audios are incredible on here. You just got to plug in, and I'm super excited. If anybody wants to learn more, please let me know. I'd love to do a one-to-one, or there's a webinar this Thursday. Sorry.
Yes, no, you're good. I definitely want to circle back to that and talk more about more about the webinar on Thursday at 8 p.m. So if you're taking notes, because I know some of y'all are bosses like I am, you make sure you keep all the notes that you can get so you don't forget things that you mean to remember. But yeah, one of the things I'm really excited about, Kathy, with the Super App is that they are allowing local businesses to put coupons on. So COVID culture that we're living in right now, anything you can do to stand out and get in front of large amounts of people without it costing you a lot of money is a very valuable service. And that's one of the things I always think about with the app. But like you mentioned, the Call on Doc, I was able to get on a telemedicine app or a telemedicine. Actually, it's just a form on my phone. I didn't have to download another app, entered my information. And some of you guys know that I suffered with asthma for months and months just because I didn't want to go to the doctor. I was not really sure what was going on with me. And I was popping 8 to 12 Benadryl a day just to keep my allergic asthma under control. I almost died 3 times last year in the month of October. So to meet Kathy and then she tell me about this this app was just amazing. I can't say enough about it. But like she mentioned, the Call on Doc, I got onto this application, filled it out in about 10 minutes or so. At the most. And 2 weeks ago, I picked up 6 months of Singulair, which is my asthma medication, for less than $70. You pay for access to the app, but my prescription, because it comes with a built-in discount card, instead of paying $147 times 2 for my 3 months of prescriptions, I paid $35 for 3 months of prescription. So it was just amazing. So for people that you think of who have lost their jobs, or, just dealing with job uncertainty, they're on unemployment, self-employed, don't have access for whatever reason to the medical system. I just thought that this was to me, it's one of the most impactful apps out of the 40 or so that are on the app.
There's tons.
I
The
mean,
audio is amazing.
yeah, and there's always something new on there. I like getting cash back on Groupons because I like buying Groupons. I get cash back on that. So then the travel part when outside opens up again about that. So thank you again for that, Kathy. We'll circle back to that some more in a minute. Okay, so this next gentleman, Mr. Kevin Raspberry. I think we've been friends on Facebook for a while, but we finally connected. He mentioned something that I got really excited about. You guys know I'm really passionate about education and literacy, and I'll have Kevin just tell you his own story. But thanks so much for joining us this morning, Kevin. If
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. You're us now, but we're gonna come back to you because you are first time on here. I want you to really break it down when we circle back around to you. Okay.
Okay. My name is Kevin Raspberry. I live here in Columbia. I am an educator by day. I'm an educator entrepreneur by night. I teach accounting over at Spring Valley High School, social media and business, and fundamentals of computing. But of course, my passion is working with boys, African-American boys, because, they are that group that's kind of left out of the educational loop. And so for me, it's just coming back to that point. I founded the first single gender public school in the history of South Carolina, Garden City Prep. And it was closed due to racial concerns, which is how I put it. But yeah, we can talk more about what my business model is that I just launched a little bit later on.
Awesome. So you still got about 30 seconds left on there, but I wanted to ask you, just while we still got a little bit of time, what made you so passionate about educating Black boys, and did you have an experience of your own that made you see some things in a different light?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up and when I went through school, I hated school. I threw up every day that I had to go to school because I struggled so badly as a kid. I graduated high school with a 1.25, whatever the lowest could be. And it wasn't the fact that I wasn't gifted. It's the fact that I saw things to the end. I didn't like the process. And so always had bad experiences with teachers. And so I really wanted to create a pathway for boys, just because I understood a lot of what they go through. And so that's where I am still to this day. Even where I am, I still mentor 75 boys in a 2,300 student population.
Okay, and well, I'm looking forward to everyone understanding more about your mission and how we can all partner. And across the country, the project that you and I are working on together. So we'll get a little more into that in a minute. I'm glad that James Shad was able to get on. You guys already know each other well, don't you?
Oh yeah, I love me some James Shad.
Oh yeah, I'm always so excited when he gets on. I was like, you're hanging out with the little people. Hey. He's in motion. Looks like the signal might be a little weak. We're gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
Okay, we come back to you in a minute. Okay, so after Kevin on my screen and James, I've got Miss Barbara Gilbert, and she's one of my favorite people, just because Miss Barbara helped me realize that my body hasn't completely forgotten about what it's like to move. Some of y'all know I grew up in a competitive dance troupe. And some of my muscles just were like, I thought they just checked out. I didn't even have those anymore. So, Miss Barbara, if you would go ahead and do your thing, I would love for you to do that. Your minute and a half starts now.
All righty. Well, some of you already know I'm a gyrotonic teacher. And the gyrotonic method of exercise is different than anything you've ever done before. And as Cassandra said, it's not about getting just strong one muscle at a time. It's all about teaching your body how to move, particularly if you used to be able to move, but you've kind of lost it, meaning that your body may be really strong. And to you guys, lots of guys go to the gym and they get super strong. But what you lose in that process is the flexibility and your core strength connecting your upper and your lower body. And Deb Mullen has called me the Mercedes-Benz of exercise, which in some ways it is. It's something that you do individually or with two people. It's not something unless you have a big studio, like in some of the big cities where they can do, 10 or 15 people at a time. I can only do 2. But it's something that you do with a lot of hands-on direction, a lot of verbal direction. It uses your body in ways that you haven't ever done before. So if you want to know more, talk to me. I will say that the machines behind me, which one of my clients just told me that when somebody was asking her about it, she said, well, I walked into her studio and these things kind of look like S&M machines, And I was like, well, not quite. But you use machines to support your body. You don't work your muscles. It's like swimming without the water. So want to know more?
Analogy. I love that analogy.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to making sure that we get more than we did for you when we did our discovery interview. Looking forward to getting that in more rotation and really, seeing what kind of feedback you get as you without you having to do your whole spiel every time. Because I'm learning that in business. I mean, I literally lost my voice, Thank you so much for that. I'm really looking forward to. And I gotta send you a form, ask you for some feedback from your experience with the interview. Thank you for being on this morning. So we're gonna move on next to Miss Deidre Napoleon. Hey, Deidre, you on mute? We can't hear you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Right. I'm so glad you got on. I was happy to come up there and meet you in person finally. What was it, a month ago? This time is just flying by. So Deidre is one of the most talented people that I know who always focuses on everybody else. So Deidre, I want you to take this minute and a half and talk just about you and what you got going on, lady.
Wow. Okay. Well, Cassandra knows that that's a little bit hard for me, but I guess I can start just by saying I'm Deirdre Napoleon. My business name is DNAP Expressions, which is expressions of everything that I've learned to do over the years. I am a kidney recipient. I received a kidney transplant in 2013, and I, through the years, have been, I make a product, body lotion. And through the years, I've made other different things and health-wise. So I'm learning now to bring that into a business incorporated for and by me. I also make masks, which was incorporated through the pandemic. So I am an Ifa priestess, and I do spiritual consultations also.
All right, you did so good. I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to move on next to this lovely lady I call the Fairy Godmother Network, and she already knew I was going to say that too. And she got her sidekick today too. What's that furry thing you got right there, Deb? See, there you go. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Deb. Let's do it again. Let me see. Try it again. You're not muted.
Can you turn your speaker up, Deb?
Tap and make sure you connected on device audio.
Yeah, like on your computer, there should be a volume.
I don't know what's going on with that. Deb is the queen of Zooms. I don't know what's going on with the computer. Huh. Well, we're gonna. Oh, she said she is. That's weird. Hold on.
It has to do with her speakers. If she can figure out, maybe on a keyboard. Can you turn it up on a keyboard?
I had to unmute myself down on the bottom of the Zoom page. So she may have to unmute herself.
Looks like she signed off. She'll sign back on. She'll be back in a minute. So we go ahead and circle on around. She's coming back in now. I think device audio wasn't connected, right? There you are. Still can't hear you. There's something going on with your mic, Deb. Well, I'll tell you guys about Deb. Deb is a customer coach. I don't know what's going on with her mic today, but we got to get that straight, Deb. We got to see what's going on with that. You signed off and back on, so it's something, it's a setting somewhere on your mic or something. I don't know what the deal is, but Deb actually does multiple workshops and coaching consultations. Deb, if you want to put something particular in the chat for me to make sure I bring out. But she actually helps you to build relationships. She does what she calls relationship marketing. She's got a background in internet marketing, email marketing, and if you need help connecting with other business owners, not just the way that we do it here, but in your email marketing, managing the contacts you already have in order to cultivate and grow relationships with them, Deb is who you need to listen to. I'm telling you, she's so sweet, she's patient, she'll take the time with you and show you different ways of how to promote your business. I don't know, we'll figure something out with the mic, because I want your feedback on this topic we're gonna cover in a few minutes here. So we're gonna go next to Mr. James Shad. I wonder if he's still in motion.
No, I'm finally sedentary. So how are y'all doing? I'm James Shad, owner of the Shad Law Firm. Been practicing law here in Columbia, South Carolina for the past 19 years, or as we said when we were kids, 19 and a half years. It'll be 20 in November. So I'm blessed to have served a lot of families in that respect. When folks ask what I do, I try to help people get peace of mind through the very important moments in their life. And so a lot of times that may be where we have to go to court or avoid court. And the primary areas that I focus on are family law, criminal defense, personal injury, and also represent small business owners, again, on the litigation side. Mm-hmm. I do, from time to time, help folks with contracts as well. But if folks have something that I don't think that I'll be able to assist on, I have a network of attorneys that I can send them to, and I know they'll be taken care of. I consider myself a connector, somewhat of an influencer as well. That's why I'm not surprised that, San has gotten me involved on her platform with Chosen Few, and of course, was pleasantly surprised to see my brother Kevin Raspberry, because we kind of move in these same circles, and it makes sense because we're all like-minded, forward-driven individuals. And so I appreciate this opportunity as always. Been missing y'all for a minute, but I'm glad to be back on. So thanks for being persistent, Cassandra. I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm a pest in a good way. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the hostess with the mostest. So.
Oh, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, you are the host with Moses. And I'm sorry, y'all. I will be back in transit because I got to take my daughter to work. So okay. I'm on daddy duty.
Hey, we all wearing multiple hats right now, all at the same time.
Absolutely.
Some of them, just do what we got to do. So, I'm absolutely with that. I'm not, for those of you who are new, I don't do, look, I want you to be sitting in your office and doing it like this when I have a meeting, because I appreciate that you take the time. I always say that sometimes the workshop needs you and sometimes you need a workshop. Usually it's both, because all of us have something that's unique to our own experience. We have expertise that the other people on the call don't have. So when we come in and we're able to bring that all to the same table, then we can all eat, we can all grow, we all come away more educated, empowered, and resourceful just because we know each other. So at this point, I want to circle back to the new people. And, whoever wants to go first, y'all can go first. But I know because of a project that I'm working on with Kevin, I'm real excited about that. So I want to hear more in detail on that. And I got to make sure that my ex-husband able to kind of share whatever he wants to share as well. Kevin, you want to go first since your mic is unmuted already?
Yeah, I'm good. So what the new business that I've started, which I have several going at one time, but this one I think is my community service, my business, my passion, all in one, is I've created a network of schools called the Legacy Ed Institute, and it is a public/private, and I'll explain that in a second, network of schools that offer unique magnets, different disciplines. And so the school that I'm particularly that I own is for literacy. So we'll do a lot of reading, a lot of pushing our reading levels to 2 to 3 levels above our grade level. I do have folks who are interested in doing IT schools, and all of this is for African American kids. And this came out of the data that I've collected over time that specifically, looks to the African American boy as the most underachieving student in public education. And so I've been frustrated with waiting for ways that they specifically create programs for obviously, this student that is lacking, and it hasn't happened. So I just went out and created it myself. And so it is a the schools will be owned by different owners. We're just set up in a network. Our students uniquely have their own quote unquote offices, but they're like pods. So, there's safety there, there's privacy there. When COVID is over, of course, there'll be times where they link together and work through different, I want to say trainings, maybe education, how to blend together, how boys and girls work, how men and women work, that type of thing. But so our education system is the kids go to school online through public school for 4 hours, but then we provide them with a learning coach, a reading coach, and a math coach to make sure that they not only understand the lesson, but how to apply it. Again, there is a fee. It is $340 a month for 9 months, or we continue to work through the summer, through our quote unquote summer camps and that type of thing. So doors open 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. So we kind of are school, after school, all kind of combined. And so African-American history is a mandatory course every day. And so is budgeting and personal finance. So we want to make sure that we prepare our kids. And then on the backside of this is the dual enrollment. So when students hit their junior year, they'll be mandated to take college courses as well as their the rest of their high school courses. And the goal is for them to have their associate's degree at the same time they get their high school diploma. So we're really just trying to turn the narrative on its head when it comes to African-American kids and education, and really pushing them to greater things.
Awesome. I love that. When we first spoke about that, I got really excited because needless to say, just with, I just call it COVID culture for, a short nomenclature now, but we need solutions. Not just in the African-American community, but in the community as a whole, and just, what you have an experience that you already have for setting up your own school. Unfortunately, it being closed, that mean a big part of that just comes with acknowledging some of the powers that be, that we could choose to ignore, but rather than ignore them, we do have to realize, okay, what is the actual solution? There's definitely been times in, my experience parenting where I haven't always been happy with the school system, but I also don't believe that we can spend a lot of time or waste a lot of time and energy complaining about what's free.
Right.
What's free, I can't think of too many things that have ever been free that were good. They come with expectations, limitations, and there's a certain mindset that we have when we think everything should be free.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
You know, it's like the conversation you and I had yesterday. We have to invest in the things that really matter to us. If literacy matters to us, we have to invest in it. If self-improvement matters, like conversation I had with with Kathy, if self-improvement matters, we have to invest in it. If our health matters, we have to invest in it. So whether you're talking about a school for Black boys, or a school that's for dance, a school that's for IT, a school that's for engineering, you know, as parents, and I'm not an educator, not in that sense, but as parents, we have to be willing to commit something to having what it is we say we want to have. Right. So, I'm real excited about this initiative, and, about us spreading that just the ideology of it, and just taking personal responsibility for the educational experiences that our children have. I'm looking forward to helping with spreading that across the country. So thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah. The one other thing I wanted to say too is a lot of people ask me about the tuition, right? And, why people pay, why to do this, why to do. Number one, parents need to invest in what is most important to them. But number two, I told them, I said, they can still write it off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's still a tax deduction. So, it's still a win-win. I just really want, to add that bit of security to it as well.
Absolutely. Just having the experience. I'm a true believer that our life experiences set us up to be able to perform within our purpose. So had I not been through the experiences I've been through, I wouldn't have the outlook and perspective I do to say, you know what, financial empowerment and wellness is important to me. So while we can say, man, well, I had this happen to me and this was messed up and nobody told me that, well, we learn from those experiences. So now we're able to bring that breadth of knowledge to the table and then empower other people. Because I just think about how many lives will be changed with your initiative, with Legacy Ed. Lots of lives will be changed. Because if everyone on the Zoom, if you think about what if when you were a child, some of the things you knew then you were really interested in, you were passionate about, what if someone said, you know what, let's nurture and cultivate that in you now, so that by the time you graduate high school, you've got some type of degree or certification or trade under your belt. If we're able to provide that for our children, then the trajectory of what life looks like is completely different.
Right. Right. And don't get me wrong, there is a place for traditional education. Now, I love where I am. I love Spring Valley. Now it's gonna hurt me probably to my heart the day that I have to leave there. But because I work with great leadership, they're great teachers, it's just a great culture. But the mission is more important. James Shad is on the board. He's a close friend of mine. He knows where my heart and my mind is, and I'm not trying to destroy, anything. I'm trying to create and add to, because there should be no competition in education. We should be giving our kids as many choices as possible for them to be successful.
Yeah. Cassandra, I have a question, Kevin, and I will just say I am really impressed with what you're doing and taking that initiative. I started out as a social worker, so I have that background. And my husband currently runs a program for homeless kids coming out of the foster care system with, no plans and so on and so on. So just I think about these things. That's my only reason for saying that.
Sure.
Are any of the people in kind of the more public sector, are they looking at what you're doing? And, are people like, say, in the Spring Valley system, the administrators and so on, are they looking at what you're doing and trying to take some lessons from you in terms of how you're mobilizing people like yourself to really reach out and identify these kids that need extra things and so on? I mean, are you getting any support from that direction? This is a curiosity question. I'm just really impressed with what you're doing.
Well, and funny you say that. When I had my charter school, a gentleman, we call him Mr. V. It's hard to pronounce Mr. V's last name. He's from India, but great guy. He was at South Carolina Public Charter School District when I was there. And he has a passion for working for underprivileged kids, which, being honestly in South Carolina, is more of our Black kids. And so he is now the executive director of the Erskine Charter Institute. And so they are now one of the larger LEAs, which means that they issue charters to schools. And so he's a good friend of mine. And so he is supporting my movement simply because he knows the need is great.
Mm-hmm.
There is literally no greater need in education in South Carolina than the emergency that is the lack of success of African-American boys in schools.
Yep.
And so I do have that support. Actually, I have the support of my superintendent,
Good.
you know, but they are a larger machine, right?
Yep.
And so my supportive stance to them is that we all know every kid can't grasp the educational system that's public.
Right.
Everybody just can't do that. We offer a smaller environment. There are 5 kids per class, right? So there is a maximum of 40 to 50 kids in the whole school. Imagine how much more one-on-one time we can get with them, the personal plans that we can put together for their education. And now it's easier for them to be socially involved with some of everybody else. So it's almost preparing them, you know, to go out and be in society and be around their white brothers and sisters, their Indian brothers and sisters, Asian, whatever. I just think they had any more time. And to your point, I mentored homeless students into college for about 5 years. And so I'm hoping we get enough business partners to where some of those kids, their tuition is funded and they can be in this environment and take advantage of it and have a culture of family that really supports them.
Yeah. Cool.
Absolutely.
Kudos to you.
That was a great question. I just want to welcome real quick. I just want to welcome Miss Donna. This is my sister, girl. This is my sister, y'all. I'm so glad you could come on, Donna. We've done the formal introduction part, but we got to circle back to the Fairy Godmother Network and Miss Dale Mullen right there. And then we're going to come back down to Donna and have you introduce yourself. We take about a minute and a half to introduce yourself, talk about what it is you do, what your passion, your purpose is, and then after we've done that, then we get into more conversational kind of Q&A, and the new people to the group talk about a little more in detail what they do. But Deb was having some technical difficulties with her sound earlier. Can we hear you now, Deb?
You tell me, can you hear me?
We good.
I had to drop off and get on my own Zoom to find out what the problem is. Hey guys, you did such a great job, Cassandra, telling people what I do, but I kind of, you know, I've had some shifting in my communication in terms of expressing to people what it is that I actually do. Because, you know, if I have this product here and it helps you, I mean, you don't know it helps you unless I share with you exactly how this can help you. You're not interested in this until you know how it can benefit you. So I want to ask everybody to raise their hand in the room. I can see you all raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. If you have all the customers you could ever want in your entire life, put your hand down. If you have all the repeat business of those customers month after month, spending more money with you, put your hand down. If you have massive referrals from all the customers you currently have and you don't need any more, put your hand down. Okay, anybody who still has their hand up really needs to talk to me, because you probably are in need of a few more customers or students for your business. So in that case, just give me a jingle and I'll share with you what it is I do and how I can help you to get more customers than you could ever possibly do business with. I'm Deb Mullen, and I just call myself the customer coach.
Yay, Deb! I love that. I love that new presentation. And you, every time we talk, you give me something and you blow my mind. I'll be like, dang, that's just so simplistic and makes so much sense. Why didn't I think of that? But that's why you're one of my coaches. And I can say personally, from experience from Deb's teaching and just the services that she provides and helps me to provide, you want to get with Deb. You want to get with Deb. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in. You definitely want to. If you're not already a client of hers, if you haven't set up a Zoom meeting, and make sure you're there for it, because you don't want to miss anything she's got to share with you. Thanks so much for that, Deb. So, Miss Donna.
Hello.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I apologize for being late, but you know how that goes. Time goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, so hopefully I can get you to be a regular on here every Wednesday at 11. So please go ahead and take about a minute and a half and let us know what you're doing in business, whatever you want to share with us about you, because I can't do an effective job introducing you because we hadn't had all of this good old time like this right now.
Well, I am Donna Gallegos. I guess my quick story is about, 2013, we decided to just sell everything, pack up, and move to another country. So we lived abroad for 5 years. We lived in Costa Rica, in South America, Colombia, and we also lived in Puerto Rico. We had our daughter, we gave birth to our daughter at home in Costa Rica, so we do have dual citizenship because of her, and we're thankful. But then we had the unfortunate, unfortunate, I don't know whatever you want to call it, but we were in both of the hurricanes in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico had no hurricanes for 20-something years. We get there 3 or 4 months later, we experienced the worst hurricanes ever.
Wow.
So it was crazy, but it was really a very good experience. If I hear a storm is coming, I totally don't panic because I was on the side where the storm hit. And I know how to prepare for any storm in less than an hour. So, so it was a great learning experience to be able to survive that. But right now, after I got back from being in Puerto Rico, and we stopped living abroad, we're currently in the United States. I picked up real estate investing, and so that's one of my main loves is looking at properties, finding an exit strategy for properties and things of that nature. So that's what I'm into now, real estate. And we're looking, me and my daughter, she's sitting right here.
On camera. She come here and say hi.
Say hello.
Watch this baby from a baby. Hey, girl.
So we want to start our a YouTube channel. She's been wanting a YouTube channel forever. And so finally I decided, you know what, I work from home. We're at home together all day. I homeschool her. And so I'm like, well, you know what, since we home all day, it really makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll be starting a YouTube channel. Her name is Selah. And so the channel's name is going to be Raising Selah.
All right. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, and she has a lot of input that she already knows what she wants her channel to do, say. She has a segment called Selah Spot. It's, it's a work in progress, but she has a lot of input on what she wants to see happen on her channel.
All right, now I'm so
hopefully that's less than a minute and a half. I tried to talk as quickly as I possibly could.
I wanted everybody to kind of get a good feel for who you are, and even that is such a small nutshell to put you in. So I know I've got to do a discovery interview with you like we talked about before, because people need to hear y'all's story. I think I started following you guys maybe in 2015.
Okay.
When you guys had Young Black Expats on YouTube, and y'all were real active with that, and I was like, that is exactly what I want to do. I want to just move to coast. I really still want to live overseas somewhere. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like this is the best time right now, but
probably not.
This maybe, but I want to make sure that you get connected with Mr. Kevin Raspberry. You missed Kevin's thing, but we'll talk more about that later. I want to do a Zoom and get you two, and it's I think 3 other people that I got to get on that Zoom. Just talking about this this private magnet schools program system that Kevin is putting together, and I'm helping him to promote across the country. I think you would be an invaluable for that.
Okay. You said a private magnet school?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the two of you guys together off of this call just because we're ticking down on time. But I wanted to circle back to my ex-husband John, who is on the Zoom too. Look like you went over to the lounge, huh? You look like you got Frankie Beverly playing in the background. You got a little glass of scotch. You be drinking.
I know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but I can't cut hair like that.
Yeah, so yeah. I want to get a little more into detail about maybe what you guys, different steps that you've been taking post-COVID, because, you know, from all the years I spent working in barbershops, I know that not every barbershop is that clean. And this is a time where a lot of people are really concerned about that. And I want you to talk about some of the protocol you guys have got going on, as well as anything else that you wanted to share about any new moves that you got going on.
Okay. Well, yeah, again, we're located over here on the southeast side of town in Columbia. And we have made the owner, I call him a mastermind, kind of an evil genius, because he comes up with so many things to stay not just up to standard, but a bit above standard. Traditionally, when you walk into a barbershop, well, first of all, you'll do just that. You can't do that here because the door is locked and there's a bell that you can ring in order to gain interest. And there's just a lot of things that we have to be sensitive to during this time, no matter where you are. And by this profession being something that requires us to be so close with our clients, we're just trying to make sure that the utmost we provide a safe environment, everybody, we all can go home and not encounter any additional risk other than having to receive a service. One of the first things we do is we take your temperature, of course. You'll sign in, and you'll sign a letter, not a letter of consent, a little statement of consent saying that you're not sick, you feel sick. The reason why this is important is because if you do get sick, you can go to and that, well, the only place that I've been at the barbershop, and they actually have that on record. You know, also, if you happen to be anywhere else, you know, at least 3 days earlier, you was at the barbershop and you were feeling just fine. And it covers us on our end too, because it shows we're doing a due diligence to make sure that we screen people. You know, the integrity rule is always in play, but we're doing our part to make sure everybody is safe. You know, you come in, you wash your hands, you get your hair shampoo, you receive the service, a few laughs, jokes, cries, whatever it may be, and you go on and look beautiful. But one of the biggest things that I like that personally I'm able to contribute as a service provider in this industry is the unique will to be a conduit to all people. You know, when you come into a barbershop, salon, or what have you, obviously you can become personable as you like as a client. And sometimes you'll receive that from your service provider. I'm fortunate enough to have a love for people, and I come across a decent amount of resources. So this platform is perfect to come across the many different professions that I've heard from here. And I'm definitely impressed by all. And hoping I can get a copy of the recording so I can go back, because I didn't take notes. But no, I'm just excited. I'm excited to be in the number. I'm more than willing. I'll mention, just for the sake of my connection to a fraternal group, I've made efforts to service my community outside of my house. I was a part of, well, actively a part, I'll say, of a local lodge here in Columbia, South Carolina, of Freemasonries. And we did a lot of, the only reason why you come together in an organization like that, to my interpretation, is to do work in your community. And I was effectively a part of a mentorship at one of the local elementary schools here on the southeast side of town. And that reaches home with me because I got 3 sons of my own, you know. One is now a man, the other 2 are 13 and 10. So, and being a man myself, you know, yes, the thing that I can aware myself to that, please forgive me, I'm trying to find his picture and his name, that the brother was speaking earlier from Spring Valley. Obviously, everybody has eyes to see. Colors are beautiful, so God bless us with those as well. I just so happen to be brown. We call us black. With my experiences in this world that we live in, it's important to reach out in areas that you see fit and that have need. And so the experience that I had at the elementary school dealing with those young boys is something that I've always dreamed of, because when I was younger, I didn't have any brothers. If I got into a fight, it was just me. You know what I'm saying? My older sisters, it was embarrassing for them to come save me. So I kind of either let me get beat up or let me handle it, you know. But things beyond the playground is something that I was interested in terms of brotherhood, reaching out and doing for others that you didn't have for yourself. So platforms like this is perfect. The barbershop has been an amazing fit for what I want to do. It allows me to pull together the different things that I've done in my search of a career, which is a lot. I've really done a lot. But just glad to be here with you guys. Want to share just that much more. And again, thank you, Sandy, for having me here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So real quick, I wanted to make some strategic connections. So John, make sure you get connected with James Shad, attorney.
Right.
At this time, if you guys haven't already, something I always like to ask everyone to do is click on the little chat bubble. And if you're on a computer, you know, if you're like on a laptop instead of your phone, you can see that pretty easy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a little message there. I'm putting in Cassandra, the chosen few, and my phone number. That's the bare minimum, you guys. So please at least put in your name, the name of your phone number. I would prefer for you guys to actually put in your first and last name, just in case, like Miss Barbara, they might remember Gilbert, but not remember Barbara. Because your last name is definitely, I don't think I know anybody else named Gilbert. So, and then sometimes what comes up on the screen may be different than what your actual name is or how you like to be recognized. So if you actually put in your name, phone number, if you don't mind, the name of your company, your website if you got one, and your email address. So what happens at the end of the Zoom is it automatically creates a file, and I'm able to send that file to you guys as well as a recording of this meeting today. And that's one of the things I just like to do as a service to you guys, just for participating and then, you know, contributing to this platform and making sure that we can all connect, just in case somebody has to get on late, has to get off early, and still get connected without having to necessarily call me. And I appreciate it. Always happy to hear from you guys, but y'all know I do a lot. Let me see. Okay, so I know Kathy, we got the Thursday meeting, Thursday at 8 p.m. It's going to be a webinar, and they'll be doing a full presentation of, thank you guys, I see you dropping your information in the chat. They're going to do a full presentation of everything that the app involves and everything. Like I said, this is the most important app on my phone. Absolute most important app on my phone. So I would implore all of you to connect with Miss Kathy Fickner. I actually partnered with her with the Life Super app. If you're looking for a way to make some extra money, if you are in the financial industry, if you work with people, it's just a way that you can help everyone around you, not only just with saving money or cash back, but also if they got medical issues. You really don't know what everyone's needs are. So just please take the time. It's like a buffet. You know, you might not like chicken wings, but you might love salad. Salad and chicken wings, both worth the price.
The education part is my favorite. So the audios that are on there, the 47 principles of financial fitness, it's amazing. I mean, that right there, for everybody needs to get on there. I needed to get on there. I mean, my gosh, I'm 52 and I can't, you know, I don't see retirement in my sight right now because I've spent and I've made bad decisions. And this helps guide you with right decisions. So that and the personal development, Rascal Radio, great stuff, guys. It will help change your mindset. It'll help you grow in whatever your passion is. It's going to help you grow. So I can tell you one-to-one, or there is a webinar on Thursday night, I can send you the link too if you're interested.
Mm-hmm. And I would tell all you guys, think you're interested, give it a few minutes and hear her out, because I was just, Kathy is not a tough nut to crack. So she's highly critical of anything that involves money being spent. So knowing that about her, and this is why I talk about relationships so much. It's officially 12:01, by the way. If anybody needs to jump off, you got other appointments you got to be at. Look like Miss Barbara was like, oh yes, I can go. But yeah, I was really just surprised at all that the app offers, and then it's only $30 a month, and you're getting that back in travel points too. So it's really like you getting to spend the money twice. But just what I save on Groupon and the cash back I get off of Groupon and being able to get my medication without having to go to the doctor is a huge deal. And then they just added, was it Hulu? Hulu, did they just add it?
Yeah, so they have Hulu and Sling on there as well for people that do have their TV subscription, haven't unplugged and doing learning instead. But because I'm a big advocate now, is unplug your cable. I mean, start learning instead of watching TV. But, you know, if you want that little bit of, you know, downtime and to get your break on your TV, you know, maybe just have the Hulu and you can save on it by using the super app. But I'm more about spending your time learning. And if you can plug into a system that, I mean, these owners are Inc. Magazine's top 50 leadership skills. And if you can learn from them, that's amazing. So you gotta plug in. You gotta spend the time, you know, when you're on your walk, when you're getting ready, when you're taking a shower. At night, I have a friend that it's her bedtime stories instead of watching TV. So learning is the biggest investment in yourself ever.
Right, that's powerful. John, did you need to go? Getting ready to get started on a cut?
Yeah, I'm about to dive into the next service. You see, I had to get masked up and everything and go get cleaned up.
Right. Okay. Well, I have to get with Deidre and see if I can get her to make you a custom mask or something.
Oh, by all means, just let me know anything I need to do, and you know all the fees, and I'd be more than appreciative.
All right, I appreciate you. I'll holler at you later.
Okay, thank you guys. Nice to meet you all.
All right. Let me see. Okay, so I told John I want him to get with James and Kevin. I think that'll be awesome. Donna, I definitely want to make sure, like I said, I get you on a Zoom with Kevin as well as Jamal Lockhart, who I was hoping would get on today. He's in real estate investing up in New Jersey, and we're working on a project called Affordable Housing Initiative. So we're building affordable housing with shipping containers. So I'm sure you've seen the shipping container houses and everything. I'm a huge fan and nerd of the shipping container tiny home community. So we're working on some things with that, you guys. Yeah, everybody get with Kathy. Everybody connect with Deb. We actually did a discovery interview with James a while back, and I need to kind of pull that out of the bin, James, and kind of post it. Maybe I'll post it in the 1921 Enclave group for anybody that had an opportunity to sit down with you. James frozen on my screen. But anyway, so
yeah, that'll work. Oh. Feel free to do so.
All right, I'll definitely do that. Did anybody else have anything else? I see Deidre. I see you gotta go. Anybody else have anything? Because if we wrapped up, like actually I had a little presentation that I was gonna do today, but I love that we had so many new people because I would rather fill the time with introducing new people. So if you guys if you need to jump off, if you want to go, feel free. If you want to hang around and we got some things to discuss between us, then feel free because we're going to end recording in a moment here. All right, well, that concludes our regular meeting. I'm going to stop recording at this time.